Welcome back to Mrs. P What Is For Tea, and today we are doing a Bolognese big cook. So what I've got is I've got 4 pounds of beef. That was the minced beef that we got last week from Costco, and we froze half of it. 2 onions, 2 peppers. I have got 4 cans of tomatoes, 1.5 cans of tomato paste, 2 passata, and I've got Italian seasoning, and I have got granulated California garlic, and that is where we are going to start today. Welcome back to Mrs. P What's For Tea. We are a single income couple living in the Cotswolds, just trying to navigate our way through life on a budget. So today we are making spaghetti bolognese big cook, is what I call it. I suppose you'd call it batch cooking. So I'm starting off. I've got my AGA pan on the boiling plate. It's been heat up. Allowed the pan to heat up. Now I'm going to let that oil. This is the one I'm using, the Filippo Berio. I bought that at Costco in a pack of 6. So 6 1 litres, 6 500ml seems to be a better size pack for us. So I've added in some olive oil, and now I'm just going to add in some garlic. So the equivalent of a tablespoon there of it's this one. I don't know if you can see. Oh, the sunlight. Let me just close the pan. It's the minced garlic from Kirkland from Costco. Move that back into the pan. There we go. So I bobbed in some garlic into the olive oil, and that's just sizzling a little bit. I've got 4 pounds of minced beef. We bought the 8 pounds of minced beef in Costco on Monday, and I froze half of it, and I made meatloaf out the other half. So I'm going to just add this in to the nice hot pan. I've got one of these gizmos. I don't actually know what it is, but I use it for, it's a sort of mince separator type thing. So that's gone in. And what I'm going to do first is just brown the mince before we start adding the other ingredients. So now that I've got that in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bob on the lid, give that 5 or 10 minutes just to brown, and then it'll be easier for me to separate. So this AGA pan does have a lid which makes it so much easier. The lid is actually it's got ridges in it, great for doing steak, and you can use it for that. So I'm just going to bob the lid on. I'll leave that for about 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll come back and have a look at it. Yeah, so there we go, that's cooking lovely. Break it up a little bit more. This is quite handy, this actually. And because it's silicone, it doesn't damage the bottom of your pan, which is something we definitely do not want. Okay, at this stage I'm going to salt and pepper, as I do at every stage, because I have to keep in mind that I've actually got 4 pounds of meat, and that does make a huge difference to the amount of seasoning you use, and I don't always consider that, I have to be honest. So I tend to salt and pepper at every stage as I add something else to the mix. Okay, so what I'm going to add in now is my 2 onions that are roughly chopped, and let them cook with the mince for a little bit. So 2 onions, just roughly chopped. Let them cook in with the mince. making sure the mince is all divided up, there's nothing worse than big clumpy bits. Yep, so we'll give that another 5 or 10 minutes, and then we will add in the peppers, which I'm just going to chop now. Okay, so that's had about 5 minutes, and the onions are starting to go a little bit translucent, so that's good. I'm going to now add a good dash of Lane Perrins. I just think it gives the bolognese a nice flavour. Once again, I have to consider the fact that I'm using 4 pounds of meat. I would never use that much if I was only doing a single batch. The reason I do the big batches is it just makes it easier moving forward. You're cooking once, but you're eating maybe 6 meals out of this. Okay, and to that I'm going to add, I've got 2 peppers chopped. These are the last 2 peppers from the 6-pack that we bought at Costco, so that's those all used up. And then I'm also adding, these are dried mushrooms that I have soaked overnight. Lesson learned that you have to soak them, because we've used them previously without soaking them and it really doesn't work. So that's all in there, lovely. Okay, I'm now going to add in some Italian seasoning. Once again, I need to be heavy because it's 4 pounds of meat. But this is one of the things that you're going to add to taste. Not, if you don't like it, then it's not necessary. If you prefer to use a jar of pasta sauce, absolutely no problem with that. I don't use a jar of pasta sauce. I used to. When I was working full time, it would always be a jar of pasta sauce, and this would all have gone in the slow cooker in the morning. I'd have put the slow cooker on, warmed it up, put in the mince, kind of browned it a little bit, then added onions, peppers, mushrooms, whatever I'd got, jar of sauce, can of tomatoes, and that would have been me. Lid would have went on, and when I come in from work, all I've got to do is cook some pasta. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with using a jar of pasta sauce. And I think then, well, one, I was so busy, I've got 3 children, a full-time job, and Mr. P worked nights, I worked days, so we always had cover for the kids. That's before I went into the police. And you do what you've got to do. You do what works for you today. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. This is just how I'm doing it today. So, got a couple of cans of chopped tomatoes going in. I've actually taken 4 out of the larder because I might need 4, but I think it's another one of those things that you kind of have to have a look at. If I was just doing £1, I'd use 1 can definitely. So 2 cans of tomatoes gone in, Italian seasoning has gone in, garlic's in. I'm just going to add another little bit of some more salt and pepper, I think. So always keeping in mind that this is £4, which obviously you wouldn't have to do if you were just doing a single batch. These salt and pepper pots came off Amazon, and they match the colour of my AGA. I just find this easier than anything else, having it in just little pots that I just take a pinch out of. That works better for me. Okay. The next thing I'm going to add is some tomato paste. I used half a jar yesterday when I was doing some chicken for Mr. P, half a can. So I'm going to use the other half of that, use that up. You add that first. You see, these are 6-ounce jars, 170 grams. Very, very concentrated, so I might not use the second one. I will get Mr. P to have a look. He's the expert, more so than I am. So that's gone in. Hey, Bri. Client's coming to see what's going off. Oh, that's lovely. So that's coming on nice. Now I am going to add passata to this. Once again, I'm not saying this is the right way. I'm just saying this is my way. I don't do it by the book. I've just developed my own way over the years. We've been married 30 years, so I've been making bolognese for a lot of years. So, passata. And it is this one that I'm using. Once again from Costco. We do a lot of our shopping at Costco. We personally think it saves us money because we probably shop once every 3 months. In fact, we haven't bought this since November. I'm still using what I bought in November. And we do have bolognese twice a month easily. Actually, I think that that's good, but I'm going to get Mr. P just to have a look and see what he thinks. So we will be right back. So we're calling that good. Mr. P's had a look. We've agreed that that's good. So that's got we've got 4 pounds of mince, 2 white onions, 2 peppers, some reconstituted dried mushrooms, 1 passata, 2 tins of tomato, half a can of tomato paste, garlic, Italian seasoning, lean parings. Is that it? I think that's it. I will list what I've used in the description box below. So that is absolutely boiling. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to put this in the simmering oven. We're now 12:30. That'll be in there all day. It can sit in there all day. That's all I've actually got on. I've got the hob on boiling. I've got my simmering oven on. I have not got my roasting oven on because it's so hot here at the moment. So it's a case of lid on, into the simmering oven, and we'll be back in about 5 or 6 hours. And there we go. 4 hours in the simmering oven, and we have got a lovely thick bolognese sauce. So I shall divide that into some containers, and that can go in the freezer, and I think that we'll probably get maybe 4 or 5 meals for us out of this £4 of mince. So thank you very much for joining me. If you like what you see, I'd love if you would click that subscribe button and click on the bell so that you're notified every time I upload more content. I upload a shopping haul on a Monday, a recipe on a Wednesday, and what Mrs. P's had for her tea on a Friday or thereabouts. Sometimes I have to swap the recipe and the haul around depending on when we shopped, but every week you get one of each. So Thank you so much, and I'd love if you subscribed, as I say, and join the family. And I will see you on Friday. Thank you.